Today's subject is about Moses and Sargon. Most Christian, knows, about the Moses, but most of them may not hold up about the Sargon. Now Moses is appeared at Exodus. Then he passed away at Deuteronomy at Pisgah mountain. The reason I brought up this one is the story of birth of Moses and Sargon are very similar. So, in order to understand the Sargon, we have to understand, some past history about Akkad. Okay, here is here's the Euphrates River, and this Tigris, river, and then in the beginning, here is number one. Number one is called Uru. Country Uru over there. Then another one is Akkad, and this Akkad, the take over this one and become one nation in here. Then this Akkad is infiltrated by another country called Guti, and then they just occupied this area, not in here. Then after that, this Uru is that infiltrated, take over this called this is Uru third. Now the story is about Akkad number 2 in here. Okay. We need some kind of the date. This one is BC 2900. This one is 2400, and this is about 2200. Okay. Now, what that means is that this 2400 means 400 years before Abraham, and 900 years before Abraham. Okay. Now this Sargon was a cupbearer in that time, which means is very important position, because somebody put poison in the liquor, then the king maybe die. So they select the cupbearer. The king can trust. So one of the person was cupbearer in Old Testament was Nehemiah. He was in a cupbearer. Now, this Sargon from cupbearer, and then most confidence from other people, and became a king. Not only king, he made an empire. We know the empire is usually Roman's empire. However, the first empire made was this Sargon. Okay, now he had a war 34 times, and every time he won. Now, at the time, this Uru is one of the advanced country, but this Uru invented the wheel, so they can move heavy material with a wheel. So we are going to talk about this in a country or Uru, many times we are going to. However, at the time they have 4-wheel, wagon. So in the 4-wheel wagon, and then inside there is archerman, then also spearman and coachman and many soldiers in one wagon. However, because of four wheel, it is very difficult to climb the hill, things like that. However, the Sargon made special wagon which has only two wheel, and instead of many soldiers there's only three soldiers only, and which is coachman, and another is archer, and another was spearman. So only three. So without many obstacles, they can move around fast enough. So with this tactic, they he could win 34 times. Now from now on, this Sargon and the birth story are very similar with Moses. Okay, let me read Genesis 2 verse up to 4. Now man of tribe of Levi married Levite woman, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. When she saw that he was a fine child, she hid him for 3 months. But when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated with tar and pitch. Then she placed the child in it and put it among the reed along the bank of Nile. His sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Now, Moses' mom from tribe of Levi, which means is a tribe of Levi is offering job. Then Sargon's mom, it was female priest. So female priest and tribe of Levi, they are very identical. Now, when Sargon's mom gave birth, then whatever reason, she had to hide her son. So this one is Exodus Jochebed hid him, the Moses, for 3 months. Hiding is the same thing. Now, on Sargon's mom prepared papyrus basket in order to leak it by water. So it coated tar and pitches. It's the same thing. Then the Sargon's mom, placed the basket into Euphrates River. Instead of Nile River, Euphrates River. Then this basket floating, the queen, wife of King Aki, came to Euphrates River and take it out, rescue Sargon, and give this a baby to gardener in a palace. In the Exodus, Pharaoh's prince, daughter came over, and she raised Moses as her son. This story is so similar, isn't it? Now, in Sargon, the Ashtaru god, is supporting Sargon, and in Moses was supported by Pharaoh's daughter. Then Sargon later, he was the son of Eshatai's son. He realized, and however that Moses found out that Jehovah God is the son of Israel nation, from the mountain too. Then Sargon become king and emperor, but Moses is the leader of Israel. Now this story is so similar one. However, that this Sargon story is at least 900 years before Moses was born. Now, why don't we find a similar kind of story so many times? 10 Commandments from 5 to 6, and another from 1 to 4. I am going to give you another video from 1 to 4. Where you come from? Everything was in that around in the neighbor. So similar. Why? Instead creation, got so many similar story around there. That's my question. So next time I am going to discuss about Moses a little more in detail. Thank you so much for your watching.